Good afternoon. Welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee and thank you so much for stopping in. And today I am going to make homemade shake and bake mix to go in my pantry. The reason I'm doing it is I got a deal yesterday. I saw it a few days ago. Our local Mennonite meat market will post specials, and they posted $1 a pound chicken. Yes, $1 a pound for chicken wings, for whole chickens, or for chicken leg quarters. So I already had enough whole chickens, but I bought chicken leg, and they're not quarters, they're actually cut up, legs and thighs, and you had to buy 40 pounds was what the box is. And I bought 20 pounds of chicken wings. You had to buy 20 pounds. It has two 10-pound bags inside. So since I bought that, I'm thinking, oh man, I want chicken for dinner on Sunday. So I am making oven baked chicken. And I always loved, and my husband does too, shake and bake chicken. But I'm gonna make my own shake and bake mix out of things I have in my pantry. Trying to cut back on expenses some this week. We had a very, very nice dinner out for our anniversary last night, but whoa, it was like $90 with the tip. And it was, I mean, you know, we had porterhouse steak and filet mignon. So it was not just your average meal. It was a very, very nice meal for our anniversary, but $90 is just, you know, it's a lot. So it was worth it. I'm not complaining, but I'm trying to also save some money other ways. And I like to make my own things that I know exactly what goes into it. This morning I made 2 loaves of white bread, and I put one in the freezer and one we've had like for breakfast, and we'll have it for sandwiches. But I know exactly what's in that bread, and it tastes better too. So come along. We are going to make homemade shake and bake mix, and then I'm going to put it in a mason jar and put a lid on it and put it in my pantry. So to make this, I'm going to use a combination of panko breadcrumbs, and these are from Mennonite grocery store, and plain breadcrumbs. You could use seasoned breadcrumbs, but I'm going to add seasoning to them. So the first step is 2 cups of the plain. And this is nice and fine. You want some of that to really coat the chicken or pork chop, or to put on top of a casserole. Ooh! That was a little whoops. So we got a cup there. Cup and a half. Well, I made a mess, so I will have to clean that up later. Just ignore that. And then I'm going to add a cup of panko breadcrumbs, because that would give it more crunch. But I don't want it to be just that, because so 1 cup. Now some recipes for shake and bake mix will add oil, and then they say put it in your refrigerator or store it for a month. Well, I don't use that much shake and bake, so I don't add the oil. I add some oil if I want to when I go to use it. So this is the foundation for it. You got your breadcrumbs, and we need to add, now we're going to add a tablespoon of salt. I didn't grab my salt. And you can cut back on that. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of onion. You can use freeze-dried onions, dehydrated. I have freeze-dried here. I need to grab some pepper. I meant to grab that. I'll be right back. Okay. Now we are going to add 2 teaspoons of pepper. We are going to add a tablespoon of garlic powder. And if you don't have one of these spices, you can add something else. You can leave out something that you don't like. Going to add 1 teaspoon of parsley. And I did that kind of heaping. One tablespoon of paprika, and I will have this recipe down below for you too. The paprika is what helps to give it that pretty color that shake and bake has. Oregano, 1 teaspoon. Basil, 1 tablespoon. And if you use Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, you could leave out the oregano and the basil if it will be too strong for you. Half a teaspoon of cayenne. And half a teaspoon of thyme leaves. I'm going to also add a tablespoon of cornmeal. And I always just eyeball it and see if it looks evenly dispersed. Now I'm going to add another half a cup of panko because we do like ours on the crispy side, so like extra crispy. Shake and bake. And when I go to use this, I'll pull out like a half a cup of it and add in a tablespoon of oil if I want. I don't always do that. It kind of makes it stick together better. And wetten the meat and shake it up in the bag, you know. If you read the ingredients of shake and bake, it does have oil in it. But this is great for making homemade chicken nuggets or chicken fingers. For you could even add it in for meatloaf. You can put it as a topping on a casserole if you put some cheese on top. The only other thing that I'm going to add, I did put the onion in there, but I want to add some onion powder too. So I'm just going to add a teaspoon of onion powder, since it does have the onion in it too. So now this is all mixed in a bowl, and I have my canning jar, and I'm going to put my funnel on top, and then I just have to guide this into it. You want to make sure your jar is clean and dry. Otherwise it will get not so nice in there. With the moisture, you don't want to have moisture in this. smells so good. So that works out about perfect for a 1-quart jar. So I'll bring you back when I go to use it later today. And I have terrible handwriting, but I will make a label for this so I know what it is in my pantry. Time to make the chicken. Here's my chicken that I've had thawing, my legs and thighs. Here's the shake and bake. I told you my handwriting's not good, but I can read it. I have a plastic bag. I have a cookie sheet that I've lined with foil just to make it a little easier to clean up. That looks like I got about 2/3 of a cup in here. The lighting is funny with that foil. I'm sorry. So I got the breadcrumbs in here. Not breadcrumbs. The shake and bake. It's breadcrumbs, but special breadcrumbs. I am going to dump it into this, and I can always add more if I have to. You know how you get down to shake and bake and sometimes like the last few pieces don't have much? If you have a jar of it, you can just add it. No big deal. I am going to take the chicken, which is wet still, and show you what it looks like if we don't add any oil. So this is how it is. Now I'm going to add some oil. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. And mix that up in here. So these chicken legs aren't real big. They're not real big. But it was $1 a pound. So I don't. So now we're going to shake. See, it does stick more. But either way is fine. I'm going to put a couple in this time. I just would rather add the oil when I put it in the bag as opposed to having it in the jar and having to worry about it going rancid or something. This might be dinner and lunch for a few days. You never know. My son, when he was little, he always loved chicken. But the leftovers, he would go in the fridge and just steal the skin. Steal the crispy skin. Then who wants the rest? Used to make his sister so mad when he would do that. Did a couple of thighs too. That one has enough. I'm going to rinse my hand and I'm going to add some more breadcrumbs to this. You use this, you want to shake it too in case anything settles.
So I'm gonna add like a 1/4 cup. Let's see if that's enough. Got one more piece, so and I need a little more oil now. Last 2 pieces. This piece here didn't get as much. The last couple pieces, it always happens. So I'm just taking what's left and pressing it on. So we still have plenty of this left to go on the pantry shelf. This is going to go in the oven. And I like to meal prep like this, if that's what you want to call it. I like to make planned leftovers. We can have dinner 2 nights, and then I like to take the chicken and put it on top of a salad for work. Add some barbecue sauce to it sometimes. And so into the oven. 375 for 40 to 50 minutes, let's say. I'll let you know. It depends on the size of your chicken pieces and how many you're cooking at once. So you just want to keep an eye on it until the juices run clear, and use a meat thermometer till it's like 160. And here is the finished chicken. And this one was the one that I didn't add the oil to. And as you can see, it does stick better with some oil. Let it cool down, and then we'll see how it is when we take a bite into it. Juicy. It's very good. I can taste all the different flavors in there. And if you don't like any heat at all, just leave out the cayenne. But the chicken turned out juicy. And the thing I like about having shake and bake on hand is, you know, I can use it on chicken breast to make like chicken strips. I can put it on top of a casserole. If you want to have chicken legs and thighs but not have the skin, take the skin off and it will still adhere. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video and want to see more like this, push the like button and subscribe to my channel, and you'll see all the videos upcoming. See you next time at Pike Creek Farm.